Hello and welcome to the show. I am a co-host, Samantha Farlow with the Garrison Public Affairs Office.
And I am another co-host, Specialist Garrett Dacko with 11th Corps Signal Brigade.
And I am another co-host, Corporal Kyra Pearl with 11th Corps Signal Brigade.
And I am a new co-host, Sergeant Cynthia Ramirez with 1st Cav Division.
And this is Fort Hood's
Great Big Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. This week we have two very special guests with us today. Would you care to introduce yourselves?
I'm Captain John Dufresne. Sergeant Major Ken Dyer.
All right. Thank you for joining us today. And so if I am correct, we are talking about the 1st Cavalry Pegasus Troop leadership.
Yes, that is correct. The Pegasus Integration Troop.
Integration Troop. Okay. Thank you for correcting me on that. So what can you tell us about the Pegasus Integration Troop?
Well, it's we call it PIT, right? Pegasus Integration Troop, PIT for short. It's an 8-day division integration program that's designed to bring in all new troopers, make them and their families feel welcome, set up support systems that are needed. So when the soldiers leave us, they're ready to get down to the units and actually start training and get into what they're doing, focused entirely on that and not worrying about the transition that they just went through.
And so would this integration troop be take the place of, what's it called?
The reception company?
Yes, would it take the place of reception or be added?
It's added. So the way we look at it is the three corps reception, right? They receive all soldiers incoming to Fort Hood, and they run through a certain POI there. What we want to do is from there integrate them into the 1st Cavalry Division. So our main focus is, even though it's an 8-day POI, it doesn't mean that soldiers will go to their units at the end of that 8 days.
Right.
You will go to your unit once you're ready. So that means their finances are squared away, their housing is taken care of, they have their household goods, any personal issues. We've had soldiers who had relatives that were in Afghanistan, and they didn't even know the right way to go through resources in order to see if they could get them out of that situation. So there's a lot of stuff that obviously soldiers are going through from day to day, and leaders. So everyone from private up to lieutenant colonel goes through the integration troop.
Oh, wow.
And we're able to just hone in on that, and then at the same time focus in on the history of the unit, make them proud. How do you wear a Stetson? How do you earn your spurs? What is a Stetson? What are the spurs? How is that a thing? And then as well as we do all that, and then we want to give back to the units as well. So we do an ACFT so that those soldiers, have a ACFT on their card, and we give it to the units. And then we provide a host of our services, which I'm sure during the course of the podcast we'll go over. But that's really the main reason why this was stood up by General Richardson, was we were getting off on the wrong foot with everybody coming into the unit. And it's not reception, it's not 3-corps reception, it's really just integration into the 1st Cav Division.
I'm so glad that you mentioned spurs and Stetsons. I am from the 11th Corps Signal Brigade, so definitely not anywhere near the cavalry world. And at first I was thinking, this is such a good opportunity for TRADOC soldiers, the people getting straight out of Army job schooling and all of that. But honestly, cavalry is its own thing. Anyone, even if they've already been to another duty station, it's going to be completely different. So being able to have that time period where they can learn everything specifically about your unit sounds very useful, because I have no idea what you were talking about with those two words specifically. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely its own culture. It's very much its own identity, and it's it's kind of great. I've been an infantryman my whole life. That's all I've ever done, and this was the first time I've been in a Cav unit. And the first day that I got here, I saw a Cav charge out on Cooper Field, and it was kind of awesome. So it's easy to buy into. It's a great place and a great culture.
Not to mention you're a Sergeant Major, and this was your first time in a Cav unit. So I love the fact that you mentioned that regardless of rank, everyone's going to be going through this integration program. It's for everyone. It's going to help all of the soldiers. Because a lot of the times, everything's focused on junior soldiers or junior NCOs, and that's great as well, but everyone needs that help every now and then.
Right, and it adds perspective to leaders as well. When they're doing the same thing the soldiers are doing, they can understand better what their reality is, understand what they're going through when they get here. If a leader comes in and is put to the front of the line, and everything is done for them in a special way, then they don't understand what their soldiers are going through.
Well, I do want to ask, what is one of the first things you tell soldiers coming into Pitt?
So
Welcome to the Cav.
All right.
This is they're a part of the most lethal, most modern division in the world, the only cavalry division in the United States Army. And it's a privilege, it's an honor, and we just really want them to feel that. We want them to understand that this impressive heritage is now theirs as well.
I love that, building the pride right off the bat. I like that.
I'd say another part of that too is one of the first things we do tell them is we don't have a crystal ball, so we don't know who has issues, especially when they're coming in. And a lot of times, a private or a specialist is definitely concerned, afraid to speak up.
Right.
So kind of putting them in that situation where they feel comfortable with us and letting them know that they can trust us and that we're there to take care of them is really one of the first things we drive home, because a lot of times soldiers won't just come right out and say, hey, I got this issue going on. But what we do see is after 3 to 4 days of the POI, it starts to really pick up, where people are really opening up about, okay, I got this going on, or something's, happening. And Sergeant Major and I, we say we have an open door policy because we don't have a door currently in the building that we work in, but our door is always open. And that's what we keep riding home to these guys and girls is just, hey, listen, if you have something, you just need to speak up and let us know so we can take care of it. And that, I think that's the first impression that General Richardson, he has made Pegasus Troop his number one priority. That's what he said over and over again, because we've seen this repetitive issue where soldiers show up to their units, they're not ready. And it just goes, and then the rabbit hole continues because the op tempo, obviously, a lot of units, they might be deployed, so it's their rear detachment that's taking these soldiers in. Yeah. So we're kind of that buffer to help them out.
And then, I'm sorry, you've mentioned POI a couple times. Could you please tell us what that means for any of our audience that doesn't know?
Yeah, so it's basically what we do, the program of instruction. It's the things that we go over during the 8 days. So basically everything that they'll conduct with us.
Okay, thank you. And then because PIT is already going on, correct? When did it start?
October 25th.
Okay, nice. So it's been going on for a couple months now.
Yeah, we've pushed 14th. We're on the 14th cycle right now.
Okay, wow.
Oh, wow.
Have any of the soldiers been able to tell you how this has benefited them so far?
Absolutely. So we have an entry and an exit survey that these every soldier will take. It's obviously voluntary, so we haven't had everyone participate in the survey. But from the soldier feedback, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they have, especially when we're able to help. I think it will come up later on, but when we keep talking about finance, that's one of the major things we want to hit on. We're able to coordinate directly with our financial management unit that actually on Fridays, we take the troopers over to this unit and they fix their financial issues right there in front of them.
Wow.
So it's no longer going through the Copeland Center and, you have to wait for your paperwork to process through. They're talking to a human being right in front of them that's helping them resolve their issues so that when they get to their units, that's one less thing they have to worry about, and the leadership as well. And then also from the 1st Cav Division leadership, the feedback has been very positive as well. So just that support that we're giving to those soldiers so that the leadership knows when those soldiers arrive to their units that they're focused, ready to go, ready to be a part of the unit and complete the mission, whatever it is. So,
right. And I know that's one of the Army's number one stressors is finances. I mean, I've had my own issues
Yeah.
throughout, but I know coming in, especially coming into a new duty station, trying to figure out your finances alone can be tough. So having someone there to help you along, guide you, especially for some of the soldiers coming in, this is their first time making money, like real money.
Yeah, you're right.
So that is amazing. And you did mention that the program is 8 days. Can soldiers stay longer than that 8 days if necessary?
Yeah, absolutely. So the 8 days is designed, like we said, the program of instruction. But throughout those 8 days, if, let's say, for example, one of the things we see a lot is soldier has their household goods that have not come in yet, and they're going to arrive maybe 3 days after the course of instruction is complete. What we'll normally do is hold on to those soldiers so that they can receive their household goods, take care of what they need to, and then we have that one-on-one dialogue with the leadership, with the units, so that we kind of hand that soldier over and do a warm handover. A lot of times their issues are pretty much resolved within the 8 days, or there's a very clear way ahead, so they're not exactly held over. But yeah, we're not. That's it. That is not, and that's explained to them day one. If you're not ready to go, if you have something that's holding you back, like, we're not going to kick you out the door and make you go to your unit. So that's kind of like our promise to them.
Yeah, to be clear, it's 8 days plus whatever their 0 week looks like. So if we pick up a soldier from 3 Corps on Monday, they don't actually start our POI until the following Monday.
Okay.
Same thing. If we pick up a soldier on Friday, they start the following Monday. So.
Okay, got it.
Is there anything else that either of you would like to add about this amazing program in your unit?
I'd say the one thing that I really would like to emphasize that just about the unit in general is when we said it's General Richardson's #1 priority. He the reason why, looking at, because there's a million things you can do that looks after taking care of soldiers, how to better one thing or the other. There were example after example where there's one specific one where a senior NCO got out of reception, 3 Corps reception, arrived to the unit. This NCO was married and had children that did not have childcare at that time, and they were told to go into the field immediately. They didn't have childcare, the spouse wasn't ready, all those scenarios, right? And that right there, it just shows senior NCO or soldier or whoever it is. When you think about in the military, I guess we talk about conditions being met, just being prepared. They were not there yet. Right. So really, this came about because it was looked at as the problem of how do we get after that? How do we welcome people into this division and let them know, integrate them so that they understand the heritage, the Horse Cav Detachment. So the 1st Cav Division Horse Cav Detachment is something that obviously it's been around for 40, 50 years. It's been around for a very long time. I was in 1st Cav for 2.5 years before I even knew it existed.
Oh, wow.
I had no idea. Because when you go straight to your units and you're not around that, you just don't know. So part of our program of instruction is taking the troopers to the Horse Cav Detachment. And we invite their families, and they can pet the horses, and they can see a demonstration. And then after that demonstration, we do a long-range training calendar review where we sit the family down with the soldiers if their family wants to be with them. And we go over what their unit is doing for the next year or so to add that predictability and let them know, hey, if you're going to the National Training Center, we don't just stop there. We say, okay, what are the things to consider if you're going to a National Training Center? You need to get a power of attorney if you're married. There's going to be late nights loading up your containers and doing all this stuff. There's going to be railhead operations that are going to be late nights. So we're really just trying to set expectations so that those soldiers arrive to their units with a clear expectation of what's ahead of them. And kind of reduce the stressors, because in the Army right now, stress. So that we're really that's what we're trying to get after, I think, is the message we're trying to get out there. Is it's it's not solely just, we're in processing. We're there to kind of like holistically take care of that soldier before they get to their unit.
No, I love that origin story because, that can happen all the time to junior enlisted or to other soldiers who may not have a voice, but just the one scenario that did make it higher and made this entire program come into existence, it's amazing. There's probably, hopefully not, but there's probably other soldiers who have also experienced similar issues, and now they will never have to deal with that again because there's something in place to help them from this point forward. It sounds amazing.
Well, yeah, and that was a Sergeant First Class. Imagine how many younger soldiers had the same issue. It's also hugely important, I think, to talk about the history. First Cavalry Division is 100 years old. Just had our centennial, and explaining to soldiers, how impressive that heritage is, and helping them understand that they're now a part of that legacy. I think is kind of huge. It's really hard to build trust in an organization across the organization. I think this program, PIT, is a great way to kind of get at that and start building that trust, from the bottom to the top.
Right. Well, I do want to thank you both for coming on today and speaking to us about this program. It sounds excellent, and I hope the soldiers coming in definitely step away with much more information than they would have in the past. So thank you both very much.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate you having us.
Absolutely.
If you've got problems and feel like you just can't get answers, there's a place for you to turn. The Inspector General's Hotline. They take your issues seriously. If you're at the end of your rope and need someone to reach out to, grab a pen and take down this number. 254-287-7209. That's 254-287-7209. The Fort Hood office of the Inspector General. They inspect generals, so you don't have to.
That was such a great interview. I feel like First Cav has really found a great new way to encompass people first and everything that it means. And I'm so excited that they got to come on today. And speaking of people, we have a new person with us today.
Do.
Yes.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Sergeant Cynthia Ramirez. I'm from 1st Cav Division 112. I am in Alpha Company as a 19-kilo gunner for 1st Platoon.
What?
There's a lot of Army talk.
Yeah. So for those of us who are not in the Army, aka me, explain what all of that means a little bit more.
So a 19 kilo is a tanker.
Okay.
So,
which is what exactly? What do you do?
So the big tank sitting out in the front of Fort Hood,
Yeah.
she's on top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Well,
Wow.
technically, I sit inside in the little station.
Yeah.
Almost.
Close.
I'm so
Yeah.
close.
You were close.
So
She just pops her head out there.
yeah, every once in a while.
I-
But no, I gun for one of our tanks in our company. I'm the platoon sergeant's gunner, so just a
Oh.
little bit, yeah. I've only done one gunnery as a gunner so far, so it's pretty
I
exciting.
was gonna say, are you liking it so far?
I do. I like being a gunner.
How long have you been at Fort Hood?
4 years.
Wow.
Wow. And how long have
years.
you been in the Army?
4 years.
Oh,
First
So
place, best place.
this is home to you.
yeah.
So yeah, I've lived in Texas my whole life too. So
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
That's perfect.
being
Most people
stationed
join the
here-
Army to get away from their
You know
hometown.
what? I had a friend in high school who did this. He was like, "Oh, join the Army, see the world," and he ended up being stationed. I'm from Fort Leavenworth, and so he was stationed at Fort Leavenworth. And he's like, "You got to be kidding me!"
I don't mind it. I like Texas anyway, so
Well,
No,
that's
yeah,
good.
I really like Fort Hood, honestly. It's a great location.
I mean, you have
Yeah.
everything close by.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
We just talked about it last week.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it again.
We're
at the end
gonna
of this
talk.
month.
We're just gonna keep talking about how great Fort Hood is.
Speaking of the end of this month, can you believe it is already February?
I know.
We are a whole month in to 2022, and I
That's
still
so
keep writing the
weird.
wrong month.
This is insane. We got Valentine's Day coming up.
Yeah.
soon.
And it's Black History Month.
It is.
Black History Month, by the way. Check out that section on your favorite streaming service. But I can't believe it. I mean, like I said, Valentine's Day, for those that celebrate, awesome. I will be sitting alone in my room.
Oh, Oh, how fun for you.
Hey, I don't want your pity.
Well, in that case, I take it back. Wow.
Congratulations. Go sit alone.
No,
Claps for you.
For those that don't celebrate, go out and do something for yourself. You know?
Take yourself on a little solo date.
You know what?
And if you don't celebrate, don't feel bad either. I still haven't given my husband our Christmas gifts yet.
You're kidding.
We're behind on all the holidays.
Oh, boy.
So just feel shame for me and not for yourself.
Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, but that's so bad. How dare you?
I can't believe you.
We're 2 months out of Christmas.
I know.
Yeah, that's a long time. You're
And
just
his
gonna hold
birthday,
on.
his birthday's actually today. So
Well, happy
we have
birthday.
a couple holidays to catch up on.
Happy birthday, Mr. Pearl.
Yes. I love that.
Oh, man.
That's hilarious. Well, hopefully you guys get it together.
Hopefully. I will let you know whenever we talk about what we did for Valentine's Day or what we didn't do.
There it is.
Oh, man.
It's just this year is already flying by so quickly.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I completely
Yeah.
agree.
I feel like this always happens. You know, you get to February and you're like, whoa, slow down. And then it's December already. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, I don't want to think about it. Crazy.
How's everybody doing on their New Year's resolutions? We're a month into the year.
We should not talk about
okay.
the disappointments.
Actually, I'm doing pretty good.
Oh!
I am.
What was your New Year's resolution?
deleting Facebook.
Oh,
Nice.
I cannot do that. My
And
job is
Twitter.
on
Yeah, I
Facebook.
can't either. How's that? What's that
And
like?
Twitter. Yeah, so
Could you tell me about that? I would love that.
I tell myself I'll delete my social media just to kind of like, you know how everyone just does like
Like a little reset.
Yeah, a little reset.
Yeah.
So far, I haven't like re-downloaded Twitter, Facebook, so I'm doing
Wow.
really good. Yeah,
That's awesome.
How long have you gone social media free?
since New Year's.
Wow. I mean,
that's a long
Yeah,
time.
that is a very long time.
I always start my New Year's resolutions like halfway through the first month, and then I like end it a week later.
So you're only for a week.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
I think
very
it's
strong
helped
week.
because we've been super busy. Like,
Yeah, so that must be really helpful for keeping off social media then.
yes, it's helped a lot.
Yeah, we've been too busy, so I can't delete mine.
Oh, wait a minute.
True.
This wasn't technically a resolution,
Oh, boy.
but I did start reading again.
Ooh.
I got stuck on a staff duty shift, which is a 24-hour shift for all those listening.
Yeah.
Sucks so
sounds
much.
horrible.
But I got back to reading.
Wow.
again.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud of myself too. And speaking of reading,
Yes.
isn't it that time of the month?
It is. It is time for book and movie of the month. Woohoo. How exciting.
Yes.
I love this section.
I know, me too. This is really where we thrive.
Look, I get to watch movies, not read books, but watch movies.
I will get you to read a book.
Hey, like I said, every week I say this. Find a good book, and I will listen to the audiobook.
Oh, this is the audio version.
Hey, that's fair. I'll take it.
All right. Oh, man.
Well, I think with that wraps up this section, and we'll be back after our little credits to do book and movie of the month. So stay tuned for those who want to listen.
Stay tuned.
Bye.
This podcast is a U.S. Army Garrison Fort Hood and Fort Hood Public Affairs production. The show's theme music is written and produced by Delicious All-Stars. All our music is obtained through Filter by Songtrader. Have a question or want to share some insights with us? Email us at forthoodpao@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at USAG Fort Hood. And as always, be sure to leave a review and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
We want to let you know that there are no spoilers for either the book or movie of the month. So please enjoy the segment. All right, everybody. It is time for book and movie of the month.
Of the month.
Perfect.
All right, ma'am. Would you like to introduce yourself?
It's your girl Blair again. I was from the Sentinel.
Yeah, from the Fort Hood
Yay.
Sentinel.
Yep.
What's your title?
I'm the living editor.
Yes, you are. All right. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're going to start with the book this month first because we're switching it up. We always start with the movies.
Yeah.
Not this month. We're doing book first. Heyo.
Okay.
Okay, so the book this month was Atomic Habits, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones by James Clear. So I thought for this month, because it's February, and we actually talked about this in our outro today. People usually get to February and they're like, you know what? I'm done with my New Year's resolutions.
Me.
Yeah, like I'm good. This has been a real fun month, but I think I'm going to be done with this.
Yeah.
So I thought February would be a good time to jump into, some quote unquote self-help books.
Oh.
Yeah, to, learn some new habits, maybe.
Yeah.
Learn how to build new habits.
That's good.
Yeah. So the whole point of the book, obviously, is teaching you how to exactly form good habits, break bad ones, and master the tiny habits that lead to remarkable results.
Remarkable.
I know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a strong word.
I know.
That is a big promise.
So the whole framework of the book is to say that it's all about tiny changes, tiny movements, the 1% change that you're making, because people always want to go and jump into a new thing and they want to do 100% from the very beginning. So you're like, okay, for people who may want to lose weight, I'm going to start a new diet. Tomorrow I'm going to start my new diet. I'm going to only eat healthy food. That's it. I'm going to throw away all my junk food. And then the very next day they're like, well, I didn't make it that day, so I'm good. Let me go back to the grocery store so I can buy all my junk food. Or you're just digging through the trash to find all the food you threw away, which is not sustainable or healthy in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
So it's about changing 1%, just making a little adjustment. And then as you continue to go, those little adjustments add up.
Huh.
Yeah.
So a side salad instead of French fries.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to order a side salad with French fries once a week or something like that. And then after that, you're going to say, maybe I'll start doing it twice a week. And then eventually it's going to become an automatic habit that you order a side salad instead of French fries.
Huh.
Yeah.
I like my French fries, but that's a great
well,
idea.
for those who may want to add a salad, or
Well, no, it does
people,
sound good.
check your phones the first thing in the morning. You wake
Right.
up and you check your phone. Okay, well, I don't want to do that anymore. So what you do instead is I wake up and instead of I check my phone for 5 minutes and then I, drink a glass of water instead. And then you slowly get down to you're not checking your phone at all anymore because you wake up and the first thing you want to do is grab that glass of water. Whew, Lord, I don't know how to talk.
It's okay. It's Monday. It's okay.
Yeah.
When we're recording this, it's Monday.
That
so,
is
yeah,
true, yes.
It's fine.
But yeah, so it's all about the 1% change. It's a unique concept. I've found that it's the first thing that you really have to do is take a stock of what you do every day, your automatic habits. First thing you do is you wake up and you check your phone, and then I turn on music, and then I get out of bed, and then I let my dogs out, then I get dressed, I brush my teeth, and then I'm making my tea and I'm walking out the door. But all those other little things, there are so many things that you do that are habits that you don't even know that you do until you really sit down and think about, okay, what am I doing all day? And what am I getting out of doing this habit?
I might have to go home and rethink my life. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Would recommend this book. It's very interesting. So if there are habits that you want to break, or you just, want to take stock of how you're spending your time, I would definitely recommend this book. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So just as a reminder for people, it is Automatic Habits, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones by James Clear. You can find it at any major bookstore.
All right.
Yeah. It's a good book. I would recommend.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I will take your
face
word
says
for
that
it.
you're never going to read this, but
Probably
that's
not.
okay.
He doesn't read.
That's true. He
Remember?
does not. Yeah.
Does it come in audiobook form?
Probably, actually.
Oh, I
It probably does.
I'm
yes.
sure it does.
I'm sure it
most,
does.
Most self-help books do.
Yeah.
Because they're helping me to get into reading
That's right.
by listening.
Wow. Self-help
Right?
on so many levels.
I know.
I love that.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just
smart.
self-helpception.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, we're getting deep.
Oh. Speaking of getting deep,
Oh, no.
tell us about our movies of the month.
Well, which one do we want to start with? Because,
Yeah, so there are two
Yes.
that you usually discuss for your column.
yes, and you came with me to
I
both.
did. I
Yes.
did. I saw both of them.
Wow.
Our other co-host over here only saw one.
I
I'm not
did,
naming
but I
any
will-
names.
I will get
but-
into why in a moment.
All right, let's start with the one we all three saw.
Okay.
Okay, so Sing 2
Yes.
is an art piece. I just want... it's amazing. Okay. And look, I'm a kid at heart. I love kid movies. I'm doing air quotes.
Yes, she
Right.
is.
Like, I loved the first Sing.
Yes.
Loved it.
It was
And
very good.
yes, I was very excited to see the second one. I went in with low expectations because most sequels are not good.
Right.
You know. So, but when I went to get my tickets printed, the theater worker made sure to say, "Oh, that movie's got a bomb soundtrack." He said that, and I
Really?
said, "Yes." Okay. So any doubt I had,
It did have
yes,
a bomb
just
soundtrack.
melted away, and a lot. I was laughing so hard I was crying.
Yes. Tears were shed.
And I think Miss Crawley should be an
Ugh.
honorary general
I agree.
in the military.
I will second that. I was very surprised when that scene came up. I was like, this seems familiar. Where have I seen this? Oh, basic training.
Oh, my everyday.
Okay. Right. Cool.
So all the drill sergeants are little old lizards with one eye
Oh my
missing.
gosh, yeah. That is a
Get this
cute
done.
concept.
I am keeping my mouth shut on that one.
No, they're
Here I'm
not.
over here saying that's
I
adorable.
can neither confirm nor deny that.
Oh boy.
Yes, but I feel like it also kind of tackles, in like a lot of the recent, again, kid movies that I've seen, like Encanto 2 tackle tough issues in a
Yeah.
palatable way. This one kind of has, anxiety on multiple different levels, like I'd say like social kind of
Yeah.
anxiety, anxiety about being able to perform to your or up to anyone's standards.
Right, or just maybe stage fright in general
Yes.
and how to overcome that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can't recommend this movie enough. I mean, the soundtrack's great. I liked Johnny's performance of, I think the song's called "A Sky Full of Stars" by Coldplay.
Yes.
Yes, that one's my personal favorite.
Yeah, it
Did
was
you have
so
a favorite?
good. I did. It was the daughter Portia's
Yes,
song. I don't remember the name of it, but
it was the one she sang at the end, right?
yes.
She's played by Halsey,
Yes,
and
she
I know
was
you
incredible.
have a favorite.
I do. So over the years, I have been a huge U2 fan.
Okay.
And going into this movie,
So did you like it then when Apple? I'm bringing this up when they decided that everybody is going to listen to U2. They
Yes.
said, "Here's their album. Everyone has to listen to this."
absolutely.
Okay, I just wanted to ask.
Great
I've never
marketing.
heard anyone say that before.
Great marketing.
So
No, I actually. So when
Side
that album,
tangent.
no, that's all right. When that album came out, I like a few songs from it, but I do like some of their older stuff more, as naturally. But going into this movie, I had no idea that Bono is one of the characters.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And so I'm listening. I'm like, where do I know this voice from? I was like, what is going on? Like, this is thrown because he puts a, kind of weird, deep, raspy voice on. And I'm like, it's like the undertone sounds like you can kind of hear it come out, but then
Yeah.
you're like, you're not sure. And so I was like, maybe he's just a good actor. I don't know. And then the final song comes on. And I love Scarlett Johansson.
Mm-hmm.
God bless her. And I didn't know she could sing.
Yeah.
I had no idea. She comes out on that stage and, well, you know, her character comes out on the stage and she sings solo. No instrument, nothing. Just belting out the lyrics to the song. And I'm blown away. And I'm like, what is going on? And then the song starts and here comes Bono. And I'm like, what is going on? I am totally thrown for a loop. And I loved it. I have the song and I'm like, oh, it's, you know, going to this movie. I'm like, it's a kid's movie. I have the song on my phone now. So
Yes.
I can't. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was definitely a good movie. I would recommend it too.
Yeah.
Did you see the first one?
No.
Okay, so
did
then
not.
you would agree that like you don't necessarily need to see the first one to
Correct.
know what's going on. So if
Correct.
someone's like, "Oh, I really want to see this movie, but like I haven't seen the first one," you don't need to.
You'd be totally fine. If you do have kids, I would recommend watching the first one with them and then the second one because that might ease them into the characters a little more.
True. Yeah.
But if just you want to go
As
see
an
it
adult.
as an adult, perfectly fine. You'd be fine.
Yeah,
Pick up
I
on
agree.
it. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
I agree.
So what was the other movie that I missed? Kind of
Okay.
on purpose.
Oh no.
Okay, so anyone that's heard this podcast before knows I am not ashamed to say I love Sebastian Stan.
Yes,
She's
she
wearing a
does.
sweater with him
Yes,
right
he
now.
is. His face is always around us. So Sebastian Stan, if you happen to hear this,
I'm
shout
sorry.
out to you.
Hey, come to Fort Hood. We'd love to have you.
Yes, we would.
I would pass out.
Yes, she would. I can attest to that.
If y'all were recording, you'd hear a thud.
That'd be
Oh,
it.
she's gone. Nope. But he's the reason I initially had interest in this movie. But
Okay.
it is a girl spy movie. It's been compared to it's Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
And James Bond, which
The name of this movie is what exactly for
it's
people to
the
know?
355.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. The 355, the actual term, is mentioned once in the movie, and it
Yes,
does
it
not
is.
matter to the plot. So,
No, it does not.
take that as you will. But
Yes, but it is a big marketing thing that they've got. If you see a commercial for this movie,
Yes.
they bring
Yes.
that up a lot.
yes, they do.
That the
But-
355 was a spy.
For George Washington.
Yes.
And they didn't reveal her name, so she was just the
Right. Her name has
355.
been lost to history.
Yes, so like 007.
Correct.
Which I guess is where James Bond came up.
Right.
But,
That's what I would assume too.
yes, but it stars Jessica Chastain as our main female lead. She I'm trying to remember what happens. That's bad. Okay.
You like just saw this movie
I
too.
did- I
This is a great start. to-
We're doing
to
really
how
good.
great the movie was.
Yeah, like okay, action wise,
Yeah,
if
so
you
this is an action movie.
yes,
Yes.
if you like to see things explode and people drive fast and
Yes.
all that, lots of shooting.
Yes. This is the movie for you.
Yes, if you need a storyline to like
a plot. If you need
hold
a plot,
on to, this is not it.
no, would not recommend.
Yeah, like
And that is why I didn't go see it.
Lucky you.
yeah, we didn't set it
Well,
up very good for you.
No, so they
No.
told me after they had seen it and I was planning to go see it that weekend, they said everything you're hearing now.
Yes, we did.
And imagine to my surprise and yours, I didn't go see it.
I am shocked,
Oh my god.
flabbergasted
Right?
at that. Oh goodness.
And like, believe me when I say I wanted this movie to be awesome. Like
The trailer made it look good.
yeah,
yes.
it really did.
Yeah.
yeah, and like I feel like there was just from a writing standpoint, there was a lot of kind of filler in the middle, and
I think they like honestly, the writers just got lost halfway through and
Yes.
didn't know what was happening.
well, I mean,
of
when you're
those.
introducing,
Yeah.
when you're introducing a lot of characters that no one's
Yeah.
attached to, because there's 5 main female leads.
Yeah.
One of them's not introduced till
Almost to
75% of the
end.
movie's
Yeah.
gone through.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I feel cheated, you know.
Yeah. I
And
wanted more
she
time
was-
with her.
I liked her.
I did
you know?
too.
And I'd like just from a writing standpoint, I would have switched some things around.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't like action movies, and this just reiterated the fact for me that I won't be seeing any more.
Literally 5 minutes in, she was sitting next to me, and she's like, "Why didn't they know this?" You know,
what about this?
Just like picking out the plot holes, pointing them out.
Man.
This movie's only 5 minutes in, and we're already off to a rocky start.
Yeah, that's
Not my vibe.
that's not good.
Yeah, like, and I mean, we can't forget the fabulous jumpsuit.
Yes, there is. The only thing that I took away from this whole movie was this beautiful jumpsuit that one of the actresses wore. It was breathtaking. I think about that jumpsuit all the time. It was a beautiful piece of clothing.
But not the rest of the movie.
No, I hated the rest of the movie, but I loved that jumpsuit.
Okay. Well, at least you took something
I
good away
did.
from it.
Yeah, I really did. Yeah.
Jumpsuits.
Yes. Jumpsuits are amazing.
It really was cool.
It was a good jumpsuit.
Oh man. I think the only thing I read about this movie was that it should have been an hour shorter.
Yes, I would agree with that for sure.
Because again,
was it.
there was so much potential.
Yeah, there was a lot of potential, and they left it for like they could have another movie after this. Like they set it up to have more, and I don't see that ever happening.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I don't think they made more than what they spent on it, but like
No.
just for what it's worth, the acting was fine. It was great. I think everyone did
They did well with what
they were
had.
given.
Yes.
Just again, from a writing standpoint, just me creatively, I would have moved things around, but that's just my humble opinion.
yeah. I can't. I mean, from what you've already said, no character development, no plot. It's
yeah, it's like, and there were spots that needed, like characters that needed development that we didn't get, you know. So we formed our opinions at one point, and then they tried to change them later on, and it's like, no, this story needs to fall like this,
right.
you know. Like I wasn't attached to anybody until way late in the movie.
75% into the
Yeah,
movie.
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Exactly. So like I was semi-engaged for like part of it.
So if you want to go watch this movie, just watch the last quarter. It'll be a great
Yeah.
movie.
Yes.
Yeah, if you just skip to that, like most of the end.
But again,
Yeah.
like I want to bring this up because I felt like it was relevant. The Rotten Tomatoes score for this movie, critics and audiences disagreed very much.
Really?
Yes, and I normally disagree with the critics, but I have to agree this time. They gave it a whopping 26% or 25 or something.
Right.
And audiences scored it 85.
I don't know how.
Really?
Which is a pretty
I'm
decent score.
shocked.
Yeah, so clearly there were people that really enjoyed this movie. So, and I feel
It's
like
probably people who just really like action movies and they like seeing things blown up.
yes, and just from online I can see fans like
Yeah.
of, you know, like me with Sebastian Stan.
Oh, yeah,
Jessica
yeah.
Chastain has a huge following,
Yeah.
so their followings really, really enjoyed it. So I feel like if you're a really big fan of anyone in the film, you probably will enjoy it at least while they're on the screen.
Right.
I mean, I did when Sebastian Stan was on screen. You know,
She did. She was all over that movie.
Couldn't take her eyes off the screen.
She could
No, I
not. I was like, hey, Blair. And she's like, shh. I'm busy right now.
he's talking.
Yes, ma'am.
No, but like, I mean, they put a blue filter just to bring out his blue eyes. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? You
That's
know,
a fair point.
Fair.
what am I
Yeah.
supposed to do?
I don't
So,
know.
I mean, again, acting all across the board was, you know, good from everybody. And so if you're fans of, you know, the actors, you'll probably enjoy it for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I like Jessica Chastain, and she's had some great films in the
Yes.
in the past, but just even I couldn't bear like from what you guys told me. I'm like, there's no character development, no plot, and just a lot of explosions. There are so many better movies with an actual plot that also have explosions.
I agree. I
So
agree.
I just, even as a fan, I mean, I like, you know, most of the actresses and Sebastian Stan, he's all right. But
Shots fired.
We'll deal with this later.
yes, but all in all, I mean, I still don't see it as an 85.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
I didn't either. So I kind of you know, in my article, I was like, I can't necessarily recommend it myself, but clearly there's people that enjoyed it.
People
so
love this. Yeah.
I mean, hey, if you enjoyed it, awesome.
Yeah. Write in and let us know if you enjoyed this
Yeah.
movie.
yeah.
I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yes.
Absolutely. I want to know what you were thinking while you were watching it.
Yeah, me
for
too.
sure.
I mean that in the kindest way.
I want to know what you thought about the jumpsuit.
Yes. Yes. Tell
And if
Sam about the
anybody,
jumpsuit.
if anybody noticed Sebastian Stan's alarmingly blue eyes,
Anyone
Claire
else
did.
knows that? Write in and let us know.
Please. Because I understand.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so would you recommend this movie?
Me personally, oh God, no.
That's
I
a
can't.
no. Okay, I would not recommend this movie either. I would recommend our book, though, Atomic Habits by James Clear, and I would recommend Sing 2.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
recommend Sing 2. I didn't see 355, but I will put a go see it for yourself and figure it out.
Yes, I like that.
Yes, I
That's
agree.
good. Yeah,
I agree.
All right.
All right, well, I think that is it for this month.
Wow.
I know.
Another month down.
Yeah,
All right. Can't wait until next
I
month.
can't either.
Let's see if it's any better.
It's got to be, right?
I hope so.
We
You
have
never know.
not so much
Yeah.
hope over here. Okay, well,
All right.
ending on a weird note. Okay, thank you for everybody who's listening.
Thanks, y'all.
We'll see you in a month.